So while this is happening, I'm watching BTC, this God candle coming out of nowhere here. It's squeezing right now. So we're going to see if we're going to get a massive rejection or not. But I mean, so far it's looking pretty good out there, especially for some of these altcoins. So we got a lot to talk about here today, guys. Obviously, we're going to cover this BTC candle that is ripping at the moment and destroying some of these bears. And then we're looking at potential narratives. Where's this AI stuff going to go? Where are they going to put the money? Because these AI tokens are now hitting resistance zones. Is there more in the tank for them? Potentially. But we're going to look at the big short that everybody's calling on one of these AI tokens. And then we're going to cover another narrative that I'm looking at. So today, ETH, Metis, I've got Beam, I've got IMX, Prime, I've got GFL, I've got Mavia, and I've got updates on things like Solana and a lot of other tokens. And there is a poll right now for you. Let me know which tokens you want me to chart for you guys. Let's get right into this. This is going to be fun. Super excited. I mean, no need for banter bubbles today because this is just telling you the story. I mean, you don't need to see anything else. You just need to see a pumping BTC on a Monday. I mean, my mood is like 50% better right now. It's just been fixed. You know, they were bleeding us down on BTC in this 4 hour. And again, guys, if you don't have a 618 on your charts, look what they've done to us. They gave us a typical little 618 pullback and a mega pump on the 4 hour time frame on BTC. So get these fibs on your charts, guys. If you new, you see a lot of fibs from me. They're one of my best tools for trading. So if you are new to the show, just stick around, take a look at how I do things and move around here. But the 618, you need it on your charts. Okay, so BTC, little pullback for us. 51K, that is now our support level that we're watching today. This is our big zone. We've had a major reaction here. A lot of the bears just getting taken out here and a lot of shorts having to get covered now. They're closing their shorts as we're going up. And remember, a squeeze happens when people have to buy back their short positions and they have to keep buying up at a higher price. And things are going to get very interesting now because we can see there's going to be a lot of shorts and a lot of stops just above these candles over here. So now these guys that shorted it a while ago and put their stops above these areas, now it's squeaky bum time for the bears. Now they are sweating. They are staring at their leverage positions and they're feeling the pain. And now how is this going to play out? So let's just take a look at some of the options here for us. If we do get this little move higher, I'm going to look for a little reaction here at this 53K mark. This is a big little area for us, this 53K. So let's take a look at this 53K. Let's look for something along these lines and then a recharge here and a massive send. So that is my bull sort of play right now for this scenario. So the bulls, we just want a small little retest there and then we want to pump this thing up and we want to take out and rinse some of these bears at the moment. Then the bearish setup is a major rejection here and some big sells coming through. And then we are potentially looking at these lower levels here. So the main levels we're going to watch for any rejections at this area. First area for me, 51,800. That's a big zone that we need to look out for if we lose this horizontal. And then lower down, today's low on that 618, we're watching 51,000 on the button. And then a nice little area here, 50,470. So these are the key levels we're watching today. This is going to dictate how we go about things. So big eyes on this. We'll keep updating as we go. Now, is everyone feeling bullish in the chats here? How's everybody feeling? Or should we be feeling bearish now? Let me know what you guys are thinking here. Who is sitting here today? I see Cameron's here. Colleen is here. Elionix is here. Justice is here. Tom is in town. Okay, Michelle's chasing Render. She wants to know a little bit about Render. 𝗬𝗓𝗘𝗘's in the chats as well. So good to have the crew here. Nice to see new faces and familiar names in the chats. Oh, the guys want the bullhorn. They're calling for the bullhorn, and I still haven't got it loud enough. Let's see if it. I hope you heard that. Are you feeling bullish, legend?
Oh my gosh. I've been sitting entering trades as we go.
Okay, I would assume they are long trades. Okay, so the legend just woke up. He's having coffee. He nearly spilt his coffee when he saw this candle. They want this bullhorn louder. I need to get this thing going.
Louder.
Okay, so Uncle Bruce has got a setup as well. We're going to pull you in just now, Bruce. He's got a setup brewing for you guys, but we're selling for likes, as you know, because he's in charge. Okay, the man What is this thing called again?
The Vision Pro, but I'd like to
The
have
Vision Pro, man. The Vision Pro, man, is on it. So we're selling some setups here for likes. Let's get into things and see what's going on out there, and just get a feel for what's happening. So we've got Gel Crypto saying the daily MACD has printed a bearish cross. Okay, so we do need to understand that. And look, she said mixed results, or he said mixed results, because we have seen this bearish cross before, and BTC actually pushed up. So it doesn't mean it's the final nail in the coffin. Then we have had two instances where it did play out, a slight downturn here. The second time or the third time was a bigger downturn, and now it's anyone's guess as to how this is going to play out and how big this current squeeze is going to be. So unless we start clearing these big areas here that we're watching, this little rejection zone now, this MACD could be in play for us. So we're going to keep our eyes on that. Then we've got Darn Crypto Trades telling us the funding heat map is starting to look dangerous again. Okay, that means the guys are opening up positions, everyone's getting long and bullish, and they're firing up the leverage where maybe we shouldn't be getting too aggressive with some of the leverage. And he's just pointing to our attention that things are getting hot again, a little bit frothy. Is this perhaps a sign for us that this is a fake pump, and they are going to come for us and start taking out these late longs? So just be aware of what some of the guys are saying out there. Then, with regards to narratives and things like that, we've seen AI pump. Now, AI is sitting at these resistance zones. Is there more in the tank? So I'm going to look at just a couple of AI tokens as an example for you guys. And we've got guys calling mega shorts on WLD, and we're going to talk around that and see if they've got a point or not. So we're going to look at that. And Avocado Toast is saying GameFi starting to move. Okay, and we have noticed the old school gaming tokens, Axie Infinity, Gala, they are waking up. Are people moving from AI into some of these gaming tokens? And if they are, we need to deal with this. We need to give you guys some charts to look at. We need to give you guys some entries here on some of these gaming tokens, because if they're going to fly, you want to make sure that you are grabbing them at the right time. So I'm going to be pulling out some more gaming tokens for you. And then just one more note here. This is our liquidation heat map that I like to follow. And you can see at the moment, these shorts are slowly starting to get rinsed out here. Let's just reset this. Let's just reset the screen here, because I think we've had a pump now since they came for us. Okay, so they've completely now reset some of these shorts that were in play on Binance, and they've cleaned out a lot of them. So you can see now the shorts are lower than the current longs on the left-hand side. So you can see the longs now are loaded up, and the shorts are sitting a little bit lower now. So they've washed out a couple of these shorts for now, as you do when you get a pump like that. And now we're looking at dominance on the weekly, and this is a big player for us. You know, we don't mind dominance pumping if BTC is pumping. We don't really want to see dominance pumping when BTC is dumping. So right now, all is well, all is fine, and ideally we want to see a little reaction here on dominance at this 50-day moving average. So this was a big deal for us last week. We had this nice little move down on dominance, and we wanted to get a candle close under this 50-day moving average to confirm that we are now in a downtrend on dominance, which is obviously good for these altcoins. So that's really what we want to see. We want to see bleeding out dominance for the altcoin traders, and that is kind of what we're looking for right now at this rejection area. So this is the 50-day MA we're watching now. Don't really want to close above that. That might tell us that dominance is going to start pushing up again, and the favorite son, BTC, is going to be the flavor of the month. Let's see. Tom says Whiff is going. So yesterday, guys, let's actually cover that. There was a nice little comment there from Tom. I see it's gone off. Yesterday in Sniper Club, we do private closed Zoom sessions. We do live trading sessions as part of Sniper Club. There is a link in the description if you want to be part of the Sniper Club. It is a paid service that we do, but the whole Sniper team is in the Sniper Club, and one of the trades we gave last night in Sniper Club was Whiff, and we took that live during the session. We did a 2.5 hour trading session, and there it goes. So we at least we weren't getting sent to zero together there. Nice little pump from Whiff. And if you want to take part in these sessions, there's a lot going on in Sniper Club. One of the benefits is obviously that you get to live trade with us. We sit there with you guys, and we talk over things, and we spend some quality time there, and basically hunt setups and teach you what we do. So Whiff was one of them. If you're interested in being part of this and Sniper Club, grab the link in the description. Ben says, could this be the hour of the power pump before the dump. Anything is possible. We got to watch the size of this rejection now at this area. So we're going to keep our eyes on it now. We're going to see how things are going to play out with BTC. Let's just take one more look. Let's just see BTC. Okay, so still a lot of pressure here. These bears are sweating, I can tell you that much. The guys with their stops sitting at around 53,300, 54K now. I mean, that pressure now. They're opening their apps. They keep looking. Should I add margin? Should I not? What am I going to do now? And look, we've all been there. We've all been there. So let's see how this plays out today. We could get a massive move here in the short term. Okay, let's look at ETH, because again, flavor of the month, ETH BTC, nice little trend break on the weekly. This is a massive marker for us on things like alt season or mini alt pumps and things like that, and a nice big pump on ETH BTC and perfect little retrace now. So now what we want to see, we just want to see this retrace hold. Anything around the 200-day moving average, the 200-week moving average and trend is all good for us. That is ideally what we want to see. So if this dominance is going to drop, this ETH BTC pairing, if this is going to drop, we want it to drop on BTC strength, because that's going to tell us that it's going to be an absolute slingshot on ETH and some of these other tokens. So we're just going to load up. We're going to load up that arrow, and while this thing falls down, then we can really start getting stuck in to some of these altcoins. So BTC pumping and ETH BTC coming down, that's perfect. We are happy with that. And, we're going to look at that support for our trigger to maybe look at another alt bounce. Okay, Jay is talking about the ETH trade. Now, don't forget, we've been talking about this ETH narrative trade and the ETH ETF situation for, well, probably a couple of months now. And, he's got a very good point here. He's saying ETH in its current spot feels like where BTC was in early to mid-November. Now, we're in the same sort of situation because we're expecting an ETH ETF approval just around the corner. And he's saying BTC ran another 30%. So where does that take ETH? That takes ETH to $4,000. And that is, look, it's a little bit higher than the original target that I'm watching at the moment. My target is 3,300 to 3,400. That is what I'm looking at the moment. So that is unchanged for me. But anything can happen once we blow through this region, this 3.3 to 3.4 area. That is a fib that I'm watching as well. So it is a big reaction zone. We understand that. And we just need to see how it's going to play out as we go. But, the same with every token. We've got our fun line. We've got a nice little rising trend here on ETH. And as long as we're holding this trend, we are good to go and we are happy. So nothing to worry about on ETH at the moment. And keep the trend, hold the horizontal, and alt should be okay. Alt should be relatively strong here, and hold the line. Let's see. I've got a poll running here in the chat. So I just want to see which tokens you guys want me to chart here for you. That's Render 40%, Matic 31. So those are two good ones that we can look at, because we've had a mega move on Matic. If you look at my current 2-bit situation here, this Matic trade is really starting to take off at the moment. So yeah, a lot going on. That's my current 2-bit situation. Injective, Matic, Pipe, Vet. Vet was another trade we gave on Sniper Club yesterday during that Zoom session. So I took that Vet long. There it is over there. So we actually in our TP zone. This is that range high. So for those of you that did take that, this is an area where you want to look to start taking profits. So I'm going to have to start cleaning that Vet one up at the moment. But yeah, Matic is cooking. So we're going to pull up Matic for you guys shortly. Let's recap. Okay. 3 things I want to recap for you. Obviously, Solana is a big one that we watch. We watch this thing as often as we look at ETH and things like that, and it's a big player for us. So this often dictates what the other tokens are doing, like AVAX, Phantom, and those type of things. It gives us a nice little picture as to what the other tokens are doing and how they're behaving, and we almost don't need to look at them as much if we're using Sol as a guide. So Sol, again, showing a lot of strength off this 50-day moving average, and again, no reason to be bearish on Solana until we close under this 50-day moving average. So your support for Sol right now is still the 100 region. It was the same support that we were looking at last week, and they really did try and test us on Friday. They really came for us late Friday, early Saturday there, and they put us under pressure there. But we got the candle close above the 50-day moving average, so that is a hot zone. Let's keep our eyes on this 50-day moving average for Sol. Nothing to worry about yet. Ideally, we got to wait for this trend. There is time. When we get to this trend, we can deal with it. We'll see what they want to do to us, but give it time to play out. Let's see how we go on Sol. Let's see what else we got here. Mahela says, I'm bullish, but I'm focused. Paula says, theta is pumping. Don't tell me I've missed another theta long here. Ben says, Pyth keeps pumping. That is another one we were looking at last week. So we need to maybe catch up on Pyth because we are still in a Pyth long. Shay Shire says, please tell me where 𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗘 is going. And I had that 𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗘 chart for you. Let's quickly digress because I had this 𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗘 chart for you guys and then I closed it because I had too much content. But let me just show you where 𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗘 is going. I'll tell you right now. I've got a nice little target for 𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗘. 𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗘, we're looking at 32, 0.32. That's the next major area for 𝗘𝗘𝗘 and 𝗘𝗘𝗘 traders. But how does it get there? Again, won't necessarily be in a straight line. You could see a lot of consolidation. You could see a lot of action here for 𝗘𝗘𝗘. It could take you a while to get there. So don't rush into anything. You can look for consolidation and things like that. And then major support for 𝗘𝗘𝗘. It's all over if it loses 0.18. Okay, so watch that. If we lose this 0.18, we're coming down fast. It's going to be like that stack of books where you pull the shelf over and all falls on your head. Okay, so that's not what you want. 0.18. If we start losing that, then you're going to be feeling the heat. So watch that on 𝗘𝗘𝗘. Okay, let's update last week. Let me know in the chats, guys, please. This meta setup, I gave it to you guys on Thursday, and it was just beautiful. Sometimes, like I said, we have to wait for these setups to play out, and sometimes we have to buy them a little bit higher than what you expect. It's almost counterintuitive. If you want to be long, sometimes you have to wait for the price to be higher, and that's what I was trying to explain last week when I gave you this meta setup. But it tied in with Easy Algo beautifully. So hopefully you guys had a taste of that Easy Algo, because I've got another potential Easy Algo setup for you. And we used this Metis one again, just to remind you, it was popping off this weekly pivot here using the trend X on Easy Algo. And you can see this yellow line over here is our weekly pivot. And that was a massive area for us. And if you zoom in, you can actually see it's 3 lines for indicating the weekly pivot, and a very tight weekly pivot is always a good sign for us on things like Easy Algo. So keep your eyes on that. Look at that weekly pivot, how tight that was, and that was indicating to us that we were potentially going to get that explosive move. So hopefully some of you guys took this Metis trade. I've taken profits on this one now, and I'm sitting back at the moment just waiting for some consolidation, but we could see something along these lines. Let's just look for a little flag. Let's look for that breakout play, and that could be round 2, because you can see right now it is dancing around another weekly pivot. So we just want to watch that now. Just be a little bit watchful. We have had a nice little move. And then another good one from last week, we had DYDX. We finally got our move. So hopefully some of those of you in the chats that we were laughing about being married to DYDX, well, it finally delivered for us, and it's finally underway. But we're not going to dwell on that too much, but that is a good one. If you are in the DYDX trade now, you can raise your stops. You are now de-risked. There's no more risk in this trade for you. You can bring it up to your entry there and just let things play out now. We've had a nice big move, and if they're going to send it back all the way, things are looking a bit dark and deadly again in the DYDX town. So bring that stop to entry there. You are now risk-free on your DYDX trade. Okay, now here's the talk of the town at the moment. Everyone is now starting to discuss shorting this WLD. And, we've seen this movie before. When everybody wants to do something, they tend to do the complete opposite. So anyone trying to short WLD, I would just exercise caution, because these guys know exactly where your stops are. They know exactly what you're trying to do. And we know that WLD has a massive pump. And generally after big pumps, you get a lot of people trying to be cleverer than the market. And they start trying to short these things. And whatever inevitably happens is we get some type of squeeze. So for me, I'm not standing in the way of WLD. I'm not trying to short it at the moment, but what I can do is give you a plan of where I think you could maybe potentially short this thing. So just be a little bit careful with this. Interesting to note, WLD, this is the 4-hour, and you can see the size of the move. So this move started Thursday. This was Thursday the 15th. So this was about 10 days ago. This move came, it broke up, and they gave us 204%, okay? And a lot of this had to do with a squeeze. It just kept squeezing and squeezing, obviously, because everyone starts trying to short these things, and this is where they start getting hurt. So what I want to say is just watch certain areas. Let's look at some support zone, and a long play, believe it or not, might actually be your better play on something like Wild, in case there is another squeeze. Because if we got everyone on Twitter talking about shorting it, we know their followers are starting to short it as well. And what does that mean? It means we've got stop losses building and building and building higher up into WLD. So you're going to see a whole lot of stops in an area like this. And once it gets momentum again, people could start jumping on and perhaps riding the train. So I would be careful. I would wait for another pump on WLD before you try and get involved. I want to see some of these stops get cleared out, and I want to see another look at these highs. So basically what I want to see is another push into this region, maybe a clean out over there, and just take out that high, take out some stops, and then potentially send it lower down for that type of action. So just be super cautious here. The upside move here for me, there is a bounce potentially here at 7.7. You can watch this area, 7.7. That's a support zone. If it does start failing before that, then you know your next bounce area, your next potential zone of interest is only at 6.2. So there's a long way down if you lose this. So it's a pretty clear long. If you want to play a bounce higher up, it's 7.7 is your support that you want to watch. You lose that 7.7, you most likely melting down to the 6 region, somewhere in that area. Wow, these guys are loving theta, and Mama Sniper must be all over this thing at the moment. Hopefully, you know, next time she'll maybe text me. I'll ask her to at least text me and give me a heads up when this theta pumps. But I mean, I've got everyone shouting theta. This thing must be pumping. Tom says it's urgent. Okay. Let's urgently look at.
She just set 2.379 as a target for Sniper Club. I'm going to share that with everybody.
I mean, I don't know what to say about this. I don't know.
By the way, I have a magic number for you, Dylan. The magic number of the day is 52956.
What is that?
Magic number. That's the number. If Bitcoin breaks it, it just printed a new high, and it's just below it right now.
Okay, we're gonna update now. Okay, theta traders. I mean, I'm so happy if you guys are in this theta trade. There's nothing better than this green. There's nothing better than a green weekly. And in hindsight, you know what we can say? In hindsight, we can say, oh, well, look at this massive inverse head and shoulders. And here we are. Okay, so if you are buying theta now, you are buying into a weekly resistance area. Not sure why this thing has started blowing up like this at the moment, but you just need to exercise caution. That's all I can say to you. You know, for me, I wouldn't buy it now into this weekly area. You can see this is a weekly resistance zone, but we've seen it with Rune and we've seen it with these other tokens. When they want to start moving, they're going to take out these candles and they're going to take them out quickly. So eyes on all these candles. We can wipe these things out quite quickly. We're going to look at this 2.4 region. Looks interesting to me. And then what is our next potential area after that? Let's just zoom up. 4.3. Okay, 4.3, next big zone. So these are your areas that you want to watch for theta. If you are sitting in spot positions and things like that, just sit back, chill, relax, let it do its work. You know, Twitter's going to be all over this thing now if it's pumping. People are going to be buying this candle. They're going to be pushing this thing. But just sit back and relax. Okay, so for me, if it's leverage, not a play for me. Margin trades, that sort of thing. If you were in a bit lower, just sit back and relax. Weekly horizontal now, weekly pressure. Let's see how it plays. Let's see how it blows up. Remember, at some point, we do get that consolidation, and the degens then can come out to play, and you're going to look for, you know, something along these lines. You're going to look for some consolidation. You're going to get your little break, and the upside target is definitely going to be around 2.4. So there is time to grab a little bit of theta, get it onto your watch list. It's not like permanently on my watch list, but what I would say is now make it part of your watch list for the next say 3 or 4 days, and then you should be able to grab that little scalp on theta. Good advice. 𝗦𝗘𝗘𝗘 says, don't forget to take profits. Look, take profits at resistance zones. Oh, Eunice says Sheldon called it this morning. Jeez, I should have watched Sheldon's show. We could have got that. That little pump there. Okay, so keep your eyes on theta. Keep it on your watch list. Next one I've got for you. Okay, another example now. This is so we've seen WLD pushing into resistance. We've seen now GRT also banging into a resistance area. So again, are we running out of energy on some of these tokens? We can see the rest of the market is pushing nicely, and some of these tokens are starting to slow down. Now, where they're going to send where they're going to send the funds. Where's the money going to go? And one of the things I want to just bring to your attention is this gaming narrative that we could be looking at the moment. And they've started firing it up on Twitter. Okay, we got this guy, 𝗂𝗢𝗓𝗓𝗔𝗟𝗟𝗓. He's talking about ape. Okay, the guys are now back on ape. Okay, we got another guy, Pikachu, says one of the least pumped coins trying to break out started accumulating ape. Okay, so it's the talk of the town again. Sniper Club called this long last week. We added another ape long today, and you know, we have spoken about it on our show a couple of times. I'm hoping Sheldon spoke about ape today as well, and it's definitely now a narrative, and it's definitely a token that we need to keep our eyes on. So here's our current ape play that we've given out on Sniper Club, as well as last week we gave a trade. Degen David, one of our traders in the Sniper Club, gave an ape long with an entry in this region on this retest, and now it's underway, and now we have a secondary potential entry here for ape anywhere into this pullback box that we're going to watch. And the upside target for the initial move that we're looking at for ape is round about 2.4. So if you're sitting in ape at the moment, 2.4 is a nice little hot zone that we can look to tag, and anything can happen after that. You can see we got a nice little juicy candle that can get wiped out quite quickly if we break through that, and we'll slowly make our way up. 3.4 is another nice looking area. 3.4 to 3.6. Nice little juicy area for ape. But right now we're going level by level. The targets and things we want to watch for ape right now, about a 30% move in total from this box, so maybe a little bit less now. Let's see, the current move now is about 22% that we are looking for up to this TP zone. So we've seen Gala, we've seen ape, we've seen PYR, which is another setup that we need to look at today, getting a little bit of energy, and maybe we are now looking at these gaming tokens as the next big pumper. So let's take a look at Beam. That's another one I wanted to show you guys. So big gaming token. Hustle loves this thing, and you know, Beam looking okay at the moment. It's been consolidating in this region, and it's very easy play now for the bulls. This is the 12-hour chart, so it's very easy to play this one. And what you can do is just keep your eyes on this trend. You can dial in a little bit, and when we do get a trend break, that's when you're going to will have your opportunity to strike here and play that. So just keep your eyes on this at the moment. This is the 8-hour, and support areas that I've built in for you guys. I've got the 618 support at 0.03. So you want to watch this as a big support zone for you. 0.03, eyes on that. And then a major area that I've really got my eyes on here, if we do get this opportunity, and you know, if the market's super bullish, we might not get this opportunity. We just need to understand that. But when I was drawing this pretty chart for you a couple of hours ago, BTC wasn't squeezing to 52 or 53k. So right now, your major support that you want to watch, BMX 0.027. So it's a big long for me down there. 0.027 is where you want to be. Otherwise, you're playing the trend break, and then you can jump on that. And remember, Beam is at all-time highs here, so it's price discovery time, and there's going to be some huge targets for Beam, because we're going to be looking at the 2.618. And I just want to remind you and show you how that works again. So when you're pulling and when you're looking for targets and you're looking for altcoins in price discovery, what you want to do is pull your 1.618 and 2.618 fibs. They generally give you a reaction, and you can see how Beam reacted to this 1.618 so nicely. So if you want to see the next potential target, you can pull out the 2.618. So let's just grab that now. I'm going to go to settings here, and we're going to look at the 2.618. I'm just going to plug that in. So I'm going to write 2.618, and that's going to be our 2.618 fib extension, and that's going to give us a potential target for Beam of 0.052. Okay, and if these things behave anything like these AI tokens, that is going to be smashed in a very short period of time. So, you know, if we get a narrative shift into these gaming tokens and they really get stuck into that, we are going to be looking at some big targets. So Beam upside target for this move, if we do get a trend break there, you're looking at 0.052 as your potential upside. Let's see what else we got here. Dan says, what's happening with Myro? We need to deal with the dogs. We need to deal with the dogs. I agree. JC likes Ape and Gala. Okay, so we're covering those for you today. I've got Gala ready for you guys. There's questions on Arkham. Not Jake, says Pyth. So that's another one asking for Pyth. Tom says Super is still close to entry. Let's take a look at Super, because that is another opportunity here. And it's another gaming token that I wanted to show you guys. So this was Super. Nice little bounce here today. So we gave a signal on Sniper Club earlier today in our entry zone. Super was drifting into our little entry box. And this is the 1 hour. So this was a small little scalp. But, you know, if you're looking for targets and you're looking for upside on things like Super, and if these things are going to move, we need to understand where our targets are. And Super, I'm looking quite quickly, you know, if things turn bullish here, 1.14 and 1.24, with the main support that you want to watch on Super at 0.998. So you're watching this 0.998 as your main support region. If you lose that area, then we are probably bleeding lower. We are probably heading down. And it's a very simple system here. We've got a little rising trend on the 1 hour. And, you know, if things turn bearish, we lose that trend. And then we start heading lower. So always keep your eyes on any rising trends and things like that that you could spot. But Super right now, big supports. You want to look at 0.998 is your big support zone. And then let's zoom out on the weekly and just try and understand where we are in the big picture for Super. And if you are holding spot or you're sitting in margin trades, you know, the 1 hour scalp isn't necessarily for you. You want to know where's your big picture move for Super. And it's quite easy to start plugging in these. You want to look for these weekly zones, these big, strong weekly areas. And if we break through them, we start targeting the next level. So right now you can see Super rejected at a weekly area. So your first region, 1.23, that's a big weekly region you're looking at for Super. And then after that, I would say it's pretty much clear skies until we start hitting this cluster at around 1.9. You can see we've got a big cluster here. We won't get too greedy, but we're looking at this sort of reaction zone up there on the weekly. So anything around 1.8 to about 1.87 looks like a nice potential target for Super. So again, if we're shifting from AI and we're shifting into gaming, we've got to look at some of these big movers, and Super is one of the big movers. And the next level for Super is about 52% away. So once we break through that weekly area, we're looking at our next follow-up move on Super at around about 52%. So eyes on that. And right now, big support for traders out there, 0.9980. I've just had some load shedding here in the back. I'm just waiting for my screens to, you know, be courteous and come back to me. Okay, here they come. Tom says, is maybe still a good entry? So we got the legend in the back from the Sniper Club. I told you guys, I pull these guys out of the cages and then I allow them, I release them onto the show. And Bruce is prepping maybe a setup for you guys right now. So I see Yash says Pixel could be a big mover. Pixel could definitely be a big mover if there's a little bit of attention here. Ron, that's another good one. I've got that on my watch list. Let's see what else we got here. Gear, that's an interesting one. That's I think that's on Run's list at the moment that he's talking about, from what I understand. Okay, let's go. PYR. Okay, another interesting one. Now, here's a little setup for you on PYR. I've got a setup for you on PYR, and I've got a setup for you on Axie Infinity, believe it or not. You know, old school gaming tokens, dust gaming tokens coming alive. But this PYR is something very interesting here for us. So I've got a nice upside target for PYR traders. You're looking at about 8.8. You can see why this makes sense for me. This is a nice little resistance area, a nice little juicy reaction zone. So that's going to be our target. If we're getting into position here on PYR, 8.9 to 9 is your potential TP zone. Doesn't mean close the whole thing, but it means that it's a potential area that could be reached for PYR. And now a lot of these tokens, you have to trade level by level and step by step. Now, earlier today, PYR was putting pressure on this horizontal, and this is what we love to see. We want to see these horizontal breaks, and then the real test and the real long comes when we get that retest of that horizontal for PYR. So right now, we just want to see PYR drift back and just confirm this 7.15 region as support for us. And that's going to give us a nice little move here of about 25% upside on PYR. So that is my first prize at the moment, a little PYR pullback, anything to about, let's say anything around 7.2 is where it's looking good for PYR on a little retest. And we want to pick that one up, and then we want to send it to this higher region. And you can see we've come and we've tested this area once already. So I'd like to see this little retest here and then this bang up, and then we're going to play it the same way again. So if we do get this bullish move here, we're going to be sitting here later in the week again saying, let's just wait for this little retest, and then we're going to take that next scalp to the next level. So right now, PYR traders, key levels that you need to watch. Call it 7.05. And then a little bit lower down, 6.5. These are both banging areas for PYR and very interesting zones where you could get stuck into some nice longs. And these are big moves. These are 20%, 30% plays that we're looking at here. Let's see head of likes. Are you actually, is that thing switched on? Are you doing something in there? Is there actually something happening?
Yeah, like the screen is like super big and I have like my Twitter.
Are you watching us right now?
Well, no, I'm not watching. I'm live with it. You can make your desktop much bigger.
Very cool. What's our like situation look like?
Not as good as these headphones. Let's see.
I'm not releasing Bruce from his cage until we have the right like. So guys, you know what to do. I mean,
we only
raise
have 220.
serious.
We need 180 more.
Okay, 180 likes, guys. I'm going to release Bruce. I'm going to hand him over, and let's see how we go. Okay, 180 likes, guys. Dennis says, is CAS pumping? I think I dropped a CAS chart on Twitter for you guys. Follow me on Twitter at the Lord of Entry. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, so take a look at the CAS chart. I dropped it on Twitter for you guys at the Lord of Entry. I drop a lot of cool stuff on Twitter for you. Drop a lot of scenarios and things like that. So take a look there at CAS. The levels are there for you. It's open there for you guys to see. Let's see what else we got. Philippe says Myro is sad, but a sad Myro means a pump opportunity in a week, in a few days, and I'll be all over that thing. Don't you worry. So sad Myro is good Myro because it gives us an opportunity to make money and play that bounce. Because remember, we get these vicious bounces out of these tokens that could give us some action. So don't feel upset if Myro is sad. It's going to make us happy at some point. So just hang in there. Okay, here's another setup. Gaming token, another one that's looking very interesting to me. So I've given you two options here in case they want to play games still, and we're going to get some downside. You need to understand your options. You need to know, where do you get your best entries? Where can you tackle these things? Where do you get your opportunities? So Prime is a nice one. This is Prime on the 12 hour. And I would say watch this current support region that you are in, the 11.85 area for Prime, looking nice. Okay, putting pressure on this trend. And the ultimate situation here is bulls just want to see this little move now. They want to see this pump here. They want the retest of the horizontal and then that move. So we just want to break this 12.5 region. But right now, I really like the support zone for Prime. We had a nice reaction there. We printed a higher low. So we could get a move here, 24%. I'm looking for upside here on Prime, just to the highs. Again, anything is possible. If the narrative moves to gaming, these things are going to be cooking, and it's going to be beyond 24%. But I would say watch 24% as an upside target for TP1 at least. And easy way to do this, you can either start laddering in now or using this area as support with the assumption that that is now your support for the move, or you can sit back and wait, let the trend break. And then once we've broken that trend, you can start looking at building a position. So there's a couple of options here for you guys. And if the wheels come off and things turn south and you want a piece of gaming and, the market's bleeding out and you're panicking and you don't know what to do, mark these levels on your charts, because this is another opportunity. This is a buy zone for Prime if there is weakness. So if there's weakness, your next big area that you want to look for a reaction, 10.7. Okay, so 10.7 is your next zone of interest. If the current region doesn't hold, for whatever reason that is, 10.7 is your next zone of interest for a Prime long. But these charts are also in the game, Hustle's paid product, and we update them for you. And this is definitely one of his bangers that he's got his eyes on here. Crypto Banter says BTC's printed a new high. Carl says, how is Capo doing, bro? Shame. Let's just update this BTC.
Remember that magic number I told you? There we go.
That's a deep bird. A deep bird. The Bears. The Bears.
Yep. Sorry, you had your day.
You know what? You don't come in short in a bull market like this.
Nope.
You just get burnt.
Nope.
Not a nice feeling. I had a friend, okay, and during the last bull run, he wasted all his money shorting. He was convinced that every move was a short.
Yeah.
Okay, every single move, and like he missed out on 6 months of pleasure, basically, because he was convinced that every move was the top. And sometimes you just got to let it be, let it pump, let it do its thing. Don't stand in the way. And I've got Gorilla Audio saying XRP is pumping. No, guys, come on.
Everything's starting to pump a bit. Now that Bitcoin broke that level, I think
we're loving this. Okay.
Look at that candle go. Holy cow. Oof. Nice.
I see there's a comment here about Sol going parabolic here.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not going to be complaining. Let's take a look.
Yep, parabolic, but pushing nice.
Yeah, when the guys are watching the 5-minute candles, anything looks parabolic, I suppose.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, let's see where we are for Sol. So remember, guys, Sol traders, we've got our support, the 50-day moving average. That 100 level is our support, and you can just play the trend. So there's no urgency here. Okay, right now Sol is at horizontal. Okay, horizontal resistance. Okay, you can see we've got this horizontal area here, so it's got work to do. Okay, it needs to pop this area first, then we can play that game for Sol. So just right now it's at resistance, but if BTC is bullish, I think it's and we're breaking these levels, I think it's safe to say we can start firing things up and start looking for bigger moves here. Okay. More gaming tokens here for you guys. Got them. Next one is IMX. Okay, another big favorite of Hustle, and we've seen a lot of these altcoins with this head and shoulders. Okay, now the easy way to invalidate this is blow the right shoulder and send this thing and print new highs. So we've seen it with Stacks, we saw it with Sol, we saw it with AVAX, we saw it with Phantom. All of these tokens, and you get the picture. You get a head and shoulders, and it's generally a bearish sign. Okay, but if BTC is going to squeeze up and this market's going to start ripping, you want to make sure these things get invalidated. So what you want to do when you see this head and shoulders type setup is you want to bang out a trend. Okay, you want to understand that you have a downtrend in play. Okay, and you can track these tokens all the way down to their key levels, or you can play them when they break the trend. So you don't really miss out on anything. You just need to understand that when you see a head and shoulders like that, it's telling you a story. It's telling you that things could potentially be a little bit bearish for something like IMX here. So what you do, if it's invalidated, you're going to blow that trend, you're going to break that trend, and you're going to start pushing higher. Alternatively, you're waiting for a little bit more downside. So IMX, I would say, until we've broken 3.386, it's in this head and shoulders pattern, so we can't get too hyped or too excited until we've broken this, call it 3.389. Okay, so bulls, what do you want to see? We want to invalidate that right shoulder, we want to blow it, retest, and then we want to print some new highs. So that's the bull case for IMX and how we invalidate this head and shoulders. But if this carries on playing out, if we don't break that right shoulder high, I'm looking at IMX just coming down to this little buy zone here. Nice little area, 382, some horizontals at around 2.8. So that is an area of interest for me, 2.8 for IMX. And again, upside, if we blow the high and retest that high, 3.36, we blow that area, retest it, just like that Metas trade, then we can be long from a higher level than where we are now. But right now, I would just exercise a little bit of caution here on IMX until we either clear that resistance or we pull back to a nice little lower level. Okay, let's see. Good comments coming through here. Is Matic still pumping? Let's see, is Matic pumping here? BT says, can you please not cough into the mic? Jesus, bro. You guys are brutal, eh? Absolutely brutal, yeah. Bruce, was I coughing into the mic?
I didn't hear it. It could have been me.
Brutal, guys. Brutal. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Abonay. There we are. Abonay saying some things might never come to entry. Yeah, guys, that's why we have trend lines. We have these trend lines as our secondary areas, and we always have two options. You've got your supports where you can buy it, and then you've got your next option. It's not the panic option. but it's the next best option, buying these trend breaks and stuff. You know, if you've been sitting with me long enough, you know I love buying in these baskets where they drop into these zones and you build little positions. But you can always just jump on. You can ride the momentum. You can ride the trend break. Remember, a break of trend is saying we're potentially changing momentum, and you can jump into that and take advantage of it at any time, obviously. Okay, I've got some more of these gaming tokens. Look at this, Axie. Okay, this could be a banger. Okay, so I've prepped two options for you guys for Axie as well. So option A and option B. Okay, option A is a break through this horizontal resistance. You can see Axie is playing around right now on the 8 hours. So you want to keep your eyes on this situation. I'd like to see a higher break for Axie. Okay, so you see this little arrow that I've drawn here. I want to see this. I want to see it print a new high here for me. We just want to get that new high, and then that retest for me is going to be this retest on this horizontal. So eyes on this here. I want to see this 382 broken. I want to see it broken cleanly. I want to see this push up. Then I want to see this retest. And that's going to be a nice little buy for us. So you can see this upper region here that I've set up for you guys for this trade to the range top. That's going to be about a 12% move we're looking at for Axie from there. And then option B, if things turn south, you can see we've got such a hot zone brewing here. For Axie, AXS, we've got the 50-day moving average pushing up. I've got the 100-day moving average pushing up at 7.77. So that is a nice little hot zone for us as well for Axie if it falls over. Okay, so there's two bullish options here. Both are bullish plays for me on Axie. But again, you just want to see this break a new high. Right now, it's a double top. Okay, so those of you know what a double top is, right now it's a double top. Could be potentially bearish. So let's just get that push higher. We just want to force it up and you know, make sure that when we come back to retest, we can get those buys in. Ali says 60k is on the way in a couple of hours. Wow. You know, that would be something special, wouldn't it, Bruce? Okay, Gala. Okay, Dust gaming token. Okay, this was a trade I gave on, it was in Sniper Club as well. I gave this on Hustles in the game setups. And a nice little move for Gala. Let's see, we got a nice little big pump here. And it's a 49% move on Gala. Nice to see Gala reacting early, Bruce. I like it.
Yeah, it really is. Okay. That's great.
It's like almost the leader, you know, of some of these gaming tokens when the old ones start popping. It could be a nice little sign here that something is brewing. So guys, Gala, again, it's been ripping. Okay, so all we can do now, if you want a piece of Gala, is try and understand, you know, where it is right now in the big picture. And it is sitting at a big resistance area. See, I've lost my pen here. I'm trying to give you a pen. Okay, let's see if they give me that. Okay, so it is in a nice little resistance zone at the moment. So the only way you can really get a piece of Gala now is to be a scalper. And you want to be looking for the consolidation. You want to be looking for the flags. You want to be looking for these type of moves in the zone. You can dial in 1 hour, 2 hour, 15 minutes, those type of things. You want to see that consolidation, and then you want to see those breaks of those areas. So you just need to chill now with these big candles pumping like that. You really, if you want to start scalping, you need to dial in. We're talking these lower time frames, smaller time frames, and you want to trade these breaks. And again, when the market's bullish, I think it's a lot easier. You know, the market's quite nice when things are bullish. It's you know, these trend breaks often hold. And yeah, they give you what you want. It was in the bear market where we were getting these trend breaks, and I mean, geez, it was fake out after fake out after fake out. Ayo for Yayo says Gala's dev team sucks. Look, there was a lot of fun. I mean, I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun.
There was a ton of fun on Gala. Okay, I'm shutting that one down. Okay, here's another one. Okay, so this one is called Playable Games. You guys know about it. If you follow gaming tokens, you know about this thing. And I wanted to bring this to your attention. Again, slow mover. This is a spot play for Playable Games, but a slow mover, but a big mover. You can get massive moves here when it wants to start playing the game. And I did notice something earlier, and I sent it to Seth from Easy Algo to take a look for us. And I noticed that Playable was fiddling around above this weekly pivot and the daily pivot. So this is the Bitmart chart that I'm using at the moment. I'm going to zoom in for you. And you can see Playable Games is broken above the weekly pivot, which is the yellow. and it's broken above the daily pivot, which is the turquoise that you can see over here in this region. So right now it's sitting above these areas, and to top it off, it's broken the 50-day moving average. Okay, so that is quite a bullish sign for me. So for me, support for playable games, anything down to this 00498 region, if we start closing under the 00498 region, I'm going to zoom back out for you guys. I know this looks very messy. If we start closing under that 0048 region that I've just mentioned, then it's potentially an exit opportunity for you guys. But the upside available on this playable games is pretty big from this region. So from the 50-day moving average to the highs, we're looking at about a 60% move on playable games. Now, if it does anything that Spell did on a tight weekly pivot, it should pop. If it does anything that Metis did on a tight weekly pivot, it should pop. So I've grabbed a little bit of this guy on spot. I'm looking for a little push and a little pop off this 50-day moving average. And if it fails, it's quite easy. We exit under that daily pivot. Okay, so for those of you interested in easy algo, if you want to try it, there's two ways you can do it. You can do it in Sniper Club because Seth drops signals for us once or twice a week in the Sniper Club, or you can sign up to Easy Algo in the description. He's got his own Discord and his whole operation going on there. So there's two ways that you can try out Easy Algo, and there is a 3-day free trial for you guys. So what you need to do, you just go to the description of the show. You can see there we are, and I've got my shopping list ready for you guys, and you'll see that Sniper Club is there and Easy Algo is just here underneath, and he says it's a 3-day free trial if you use the link here in the description. Okay, so there's the full shopping list for you guys. Okay, let's go. Wow, we oh geez, we got so much content here. We've smashed 50 minutes already. Okay, we keep going. Games for a living. Those of you also know that Hustle likes this one. I think he said 10x, 20x, something like that. Game for a living. He's a big fan of this guy, and what I'm going to give you is a couple of support areas that you can watch. So right now we've got nice supports here on the 8-hour, big zones here that you can pay attention to. 0.0294. Okay, you can see we've got nice horizontal support. So if you're looking for buys here, this is your area. These are the lows. These are the areas you're looking for buys anywhere in this region. 0.029. I mean, even in this zone, if you're buying spot, you can actually be buying it where it is at the moment. And bigger picture, you just zoom out a touch and you can look at the rising trend and you can see your next area. So if things do turn a little bit more bearish on Games for a Living, this is GFAL. If they do turn a little bit more bearish, you're probably going to come and visit this trend, okay, which would be another area where you can accumulate some more tokens, because if it's going to stay in the rising trend and it's going to stay bullish, it should hold the rising trend. So that is kind of what you're going to look for. So anywhere on the current area where it's sitting now, and then a little bit lower down, you can see our rising trend here at around 0.0267. So these are great zones to DCA, great zones to start grabbing a little bit of GFL. And remember, there were guys buying the top over here. Okay, there were guys buying these highs at the time. So you're already getting quite a big discount here. So if the market's going to turn bullish, then this is probably a solid zone to be DCAing.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Tom says he needs the legend urgently. There's an emergency from Tom. He says maybe it might be going. Give us the legend. Okay, fire it up, Bruce. I'm firing up your chart.
Okay.
Here it is.
So we're looking at Mavia, which is another popular gaming token, and it's basically for the last month it's been in this range. I'm on the 8-hour chart, by the way. And I personally love it when tokens kind of consolidate like that. And that right there, where they kind of compress and consolidate and kind of build up some energy, so that when they move, they really do move. And just from that, this support is very clearly defined, right? Support. I mean, this is clearly pretty rock solid right there for a newer token, of course. But given the fact that this stochastic is slightly overbought, I wouldn't be surprised over the next little bit comes down a little bit. Price comes down right into that range right there. At which point now you're talking about a 31% pump back to the top of the range, which also happens to be the fib 618 from that last move. If it breaks out of that range, now we're looking at some pretty big movements. The 1618 brings it up to 13.3. So I would definitely keep an eye on Mavia. Maybe even start building a small position here because it's a popular game. There's a lot of noise about it. And it's just in a great position. Anyway, down in that green box from a low of 6.7 up to 7.0.
So lots of guys screaming about Mavia being overpriced and all these things. But remember, the market doesn't care. The market likes pumps. Okay? The market likes hype and these type of things. And this is a good zone. So I know Dave's in one of these trades as well on Mavia. Yeah, looking good here. Nice little move and clearly defined support zone. So it's always a nice, easy exit.
Yeah, if it was overpriced, it would have lost this level. And it's held it for pretty much a month now. So even with all the FUD about it, overpriced, it seems to be holding solid. So looks good to me.
Like it. The legend. There you go, guys. You see, we pull the legend out of Sniper Club. We bring him. We're here to serve. Okay. Nice little move there. I see Axie is starting to get a little bit of energy. Axie Infinity. So let's just pull this one up one more time. There's Axie. Let me just clean this up. It's a mess. It's a mess. Excuse the mess, guys. Excuse the mess. Excuse the mess. Drawing lots of pictures here. Okay, so there's Axie. Okay. That's what you're looking at the moment. So we just want to make sure that Axie prints a new high here. We just want to blow this high. Okay, just to tell us, okay, the game's on here and we are bullish. So until we just blow that high, we just need to watch. Just keep your eyes on it. But looking good at the moment. Okay, next one. Sheesh, guys, we got so many for you. Wow. Okay, let's go. Let's do this Pyth update quickly. Okay, so we're still sitting in this Pyth position. You saw that 2-bit scenario of mine. Okay, and Pyth, I mean, we're still very bullish on Pyth. The same narrative, everything, you know, the staking narrative, nothing's really changed yet. So our entry last week, we sat in this box. This was our entry zone, and you can see it held up these supports really nicely, and it printed this higher low today on that little meltdown there, that little bleed out that we had with BTC, and now it looks like it's on its way. So looking okay. I would say support marker that you want to watch, and on any token that you have today, guys, any of your tokens that dip down, your support is today's candle low where you pumped up from that dip from BTC on that 618. So you can use that on all your tokens. Today's low. If we're losing today's low, that means the market is turning bearish. BTC got rejected and things like that. So big marker here, for Pyth 0.537. If you lose that low, okay, so then it's going to look something like that. I mean, a perfect world, we just get that little retest there. But if we lose that low, then Pyth is bearish, and we're looking much lower down there at 0.5 for Pyth. So you know, hang in there for now. Today's candle low, great marker. If you want to try and trade some of that momentum. And then there's a gent asking for 𝗬𝗡𝗘. I think we finally at TP3 for 𝗬𝗡𝗘. Let's see. So it was just beautiful that uni pump on Friday. They just pumped these DeFis and things like that. 𝗬𝗡𝗘, DYDX, GMX, all these guys. Just absolutely ripped. Okay, so yeah, 𝗬𝗡𝗘 pushing TP3. This is a Sniper Club trade that we gave. We gave the signal Sniper Club. It was a while ago. It was on the 7th of February. Sometimes it takes a while.
Weeks. It was a couple weeks.
25% move and a little bit more in the tank, I would say. And just one more for you guys. I'm just going to lay it out here again. Okay, I've mentioned this one before, and I have dropped this one in Sniper Club. But if the DeFi situation starts improving, you don't want to sleep on Curve. Okay, you don't want to sleep on CRV.
Nope.
Okay, the research guys are still talking about it. They're quietly getting bullish about CRV. And here it is. Okay, so no changes to CRV. We're pushing a weekly trend. Okay, we're pushing this weekly trend. We stuck our head out when we had that pump on Friday. Okay. And it might be a sign that things are starting to improve here on CRV. So we're just looking for this little push higher here. And then the trade is on. Okay, so the original trade was the 200-day MA and the 50-day MA at 51. Okay, that was the original trade that we gave in Sniper Club, and the upside potentially 200% on CRV. Tom says, I forgot render. Tom, I appreciate you, because I often sit here and I forget tokens, and this is very important that we cover all of these. Wow. Okay, it was the week. Okay, it was the week. Yeah, I got a little bit excited. It was the week. Okay. Okay, so here's the game plan for render, and this is the same game plan for a lot of tokens that you're watching now. Okay, you're going to bang out your trends, and you want to just you want to understand where your trend break is. Okay, there's a little trend break at the moment for render, so keep your eyes on that at the moment. Might be something brewing here. Support you're watching for render is 7. That is your big area. Render, your 7 is your big zone, and your all-time high, I think you were at about 8.5 or something, or 8.8 or your all-time high. Once that blows, open waters, that thing's going to cruise. It's definitely going to pump. Okay, Yash says don't fade Zeta. Guys, I'm going to bring you Zeta. I'm going to bring you guys Zeta tomorrow. Bruce, thank you for hanging out.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for spending time with the crew. Okay, guys. Jeez, I get so involved here. We've just smashed an hour of all of these tokens. If you want updates and things like that, join me in Sniper Club. We're in there every day, updating these charts, doing all these things for you. We're doing live Zooms, so you can catch it there. Right now, let's just do one more update on BTC. I don't want to leave you guys without a plan here. And okay, so let me pull up this BTC one more time for you. I just want to tell you what to look out for now today. We've had the break, okay? We've eliminated the bears, okay? We killed those bears. And now the real test is going to come on any pullbacks now for BTC, and I'm going to show you a very nice clear area that you can work with, and how you can deal with this. So again, this is the move we were looking for when we broke this trend. Support we want to watch now, 52,460. Okay, big zone now, 52,460. That's where it's at now for BTC. Even if you're looking for longs, that sort of thing on BTC, let's look for that little pullback. And let's see how it ties in with a fib. We got the fib. Oh, geez, this is beautiful. Wow. Okay, so we got the fib from the low to the high, and we banged out a 382. That's the hot zone. That's where it is. Okay, if this doesn't hold, then things are really dirty out there. But these levels are starting to really look good to me here. If you take a look where the 618 is sitting as well, look how beautiful this is here. We got the 618 and this horizontal tied in now, 51,750. So these are the hot zones for BTC. These are areas you can try long, and yeah, long and strong there. So 52,500, 51,800. Okay, those are your big support areas. That's what you're watching today. That's where you need to be. Okay, cool. That was fun as usual. Overstayed my welcome. Probably going to get in trouble. If you like the content, guys, please hit the like, subscribe to the channel, hang out with me. I do this every day. We smash these charts. We look for trades. We look for setups. So you know what to do. Ring the bell, then you get notifications. All those things. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Good luck out there. Let's hope it stays green. These altcoins are looking primed for some action.